Shoppers weren't the only ones who were busy this past holiday season. Hackers took full advantage of the buying frenzy, and they scammed millions of customers. Major retailers like Neiman Marcus and Target confirmed a mid-December security breach, finding that customers' credit card data had been compromised. Target's breach alone affected more than 100 million customers. Last month, Target reported that hackers had compromised the security of 40 million credit and debit card users. This week, it was announced that the breach affected an additional 70 million people. That means the security attack impacted 1 in 3 Americans. The breach not only stole credit card information, including card number, expiration date, and CVV codes, but also contained data such as home addresses, emails, and telephone numbers. Target CEO Greg Steinhoffel has assured customers that Target will cover the cost of any fraudulent activity.
Zero liability is zero liability, which means that Target is paying for any possible fraudulent activity on anybody's credit card.
Target claims that the hackers obtained the information through malware in the credit card reading system. Well, several major banks, including Bank of America and Citibank, are now sending customers new debit and credit cards due to the hack. J.P. Morgan reportedly sending out 2 million replacement cards to their customers. Joining me now to break down the details is Fox Business Network's Gerri Willis. Gerri, great to have you here. Let me just get right to it. Should we stop using credit cards over this?
Yeah, maybe. Let me tell you, you have several options as a consumer. I think number one, use more cash. Not every family can do that because a lot of families use credit cards to bridge the gap, but if you can, do. Number two, use fewer credit cards if you can. I had an expert on my show recently say you need to check your credit card every single day. Now, if you have 15 of them, it's hard to do. And I recently got one of these super chip and pin cards, which will protect you even more.
So, explain that super chip and pin card that'll protect us.
So it's called an EMV card, a smart card, chip and pin. It has a little microchip embedded in the card, and it does a much better job of protecting your personal information. You know, we took a look recently at how many times your information flows through the system with just one credit card purchase, 12 times. 12 people exchange your information, and that's a lot of opportunity for hackers to get your stuff.
So this card, how do you get one of those as opposed to just the magnetic strip?
It's tough in this country because it's not the rule. I begged my credit card issuer for one, and I got one, but it's not what everybody's doing, and it's because of the cost, some $2 billion to turn the whole country over to chip and pin. They just don't want to spend the money.
That's a lot of money, but how much did Target alone lose over the hacking into their system and all of their customers?
Now, by their estimates, it would be something like $80 million. But consider all the knock-on effects here. They lost some $2 billion in market value. The banks had to send out cards all over the country, some millions and millions of cards. That's very expensive. And I think you probably heard about the other hacks that have gone on. Some 6 other retailers may have been hacked at the same time. Now, if that's true, the estimates are that the total losses to the system, banks and retailers, $180 billion.
So $2 billion to fix it, but we're going to spend $180 billion. I mean, that kind of makes one wonder, why don't we go ahead and go to a better system?
Well, I wish I could answer that question because I don't have a good answer for that. I've asked retailers, I've asked bankers. They're just not ready to pony up the dough. There's a rule that's coming into effect in another year in 2015. They're supposed to upgrade, but it's not a federal law. It's not a legal requirement. It's a promise to upgrade these cards. This incident could be the tipping point now that forces these issuers to start upgrading those cards.
And other countries use these cards already.
North Korea.
Oh,
North Korea.
Come on. They eat grass over there. They don't even have food.
It's true.
Are you kidding me?
Pyongyang, if you have a credit card in North Korea, you have a safer credit card than right here in the U.S. of A. If you're French, you have a better credit card. The Europeans all use this technology.
When a credit card hacker gets into a system like what happened at Target, they certainly, we know that they get the credit card information. What other information about the consumer might they be able to have just from that transaction?
Your street address, where you live, personal information about how much you spend. But consider this, Target has pharmacy cards, which a lot of people use. You have all your medical information on that. What if they get that? And that's going to be a lot of detail about what kind of drugs you use. They might try to steal the information about that so that they can replicate that information and essentially get drugs on your dime.
Well, I don't guess I'll be pulling out my credit card anytime soon. Gerri. Actually, I probably will, but it does make me wonder, and it makes me realize we need to get a better system in place. Gerri Willis, thank you so much for being here. Great information.